So Razer made some waves on social last week when they teased a picture of a feather, and a lot of people thought we were going to get a lightweight mouse, but instead what we got was a redesign of the Kraken headset at a lower weight and a lower price point. So we're going to check it out today and see what it's all about. Ready? Let's go. Yo, I'm Brian P. You're watching Bad Seed Tech, and today we're taking a look at the Kraken X gaming headset from Razer. For transparency, Razer did send this out for review, but as you should know by now, doesn't affect my review in any way. So what we have here is a redesign of the Kraken headset with a $50 price point, and it's compatible with just about anything you can plug a headset into. So your PC, all your consoles, your Nintendo Switch, your phone, whatever. And this is an important distinction here because this is not a USB-based headset. It uses a right-angle 3.5mm 4-pole, which means you can use this for comms as well if it's plugged into your console controller or your phone. They also include an extension cable with a breakout splitter for both mic and headphone if you're going to use it on your PC, and that's about it as far as accessories in the box. And it is lightweight for sure, at about 235 grams on my scale. It achieves that by being an all-plastic frame. The whole look, the whole matte black, everything, that's always a win for me. There's no chroma here, there's no RGB whatsoever. The headband is lightly padded pleather at the crown, and the ear cups seem to be made from the same material. There are adjustment markings here, and the frame inside is plastic as well. Now, presumably they did this to cut cost and weight, but it could be said that it wouldn't have added too much weight to add an aluminum or a spring steel headband, and it probably would have inspired a little more confidence in the buyer. There is no swivel on the cups here, but you get plenty of good range of tilt, and this thing gets big, so you giant pumpkin head dudes that can't wear fitteds, you're good to go. The padding on the ear cups here is a light memory foam. These have the same eyeglass channels that we see in a lot of Razer's other offerings. They're approximately 90 by 97 millimeters outer diameter and 40 by 68 millimeters internal. They fit me like on-ear headphones. The whole pad covers my whole ear, but my ear does not fit inside the cups all the way. The clamping force is about as good as it gets here, just enough to get a seal, but not even close enough to even hint at being uncomfortable. Assuming you don't mind things touching your ears, the combination of lightweight, the ear pads, minimal clamping force, and concessions for folks that wear glasses make this a very comfortable set. Honestly, giving credit where it's due, this is one of the most comfortable gaming headsets I've ever reviewed. Now, these are closed back, so you're gonna get isolation, but you're gonna sacrifice some soundstage. The right ear cup doesn't really have a lot going on. Pretty simple in design language. You've got the plastic molded to mimic that black mesh design we see on a lot of Razer offerings. The left ear cup is where all the action is. Here you'll find a volume wheel, a mic mute. Both are very tactile and easy to locate. The cable here is rubberized and it's permanently attached, which is pretty standard at this price point. And so is the mic. So instead of having a swivel boom style or a retractable mic, you just get a flexible, unidirectional cardioid mic that's permanently attached. Now, the mic for me has been an area of opportunity on a couple of Razer headsets that I've looked at in the past, and you're going to be limited pretty much to what you get out of the box on this thing. You're not going to have access to any adjustments inside the Synapse software because this thing isn't hooked up via USB, which means all the adjustments are going to take place on whatever audio device you've got it plugged into. So on the PC side, you'll have a little bit more flexibility. This is honestly not the worst mic I've heard from Razer. Sure, there's some obvious compression there, and it's not terribly rich or clean, but it gets the job done for a budget gaming headset. I've got this running right into my Realtek at 90% mic volume with a plus 10 mic boost. You cannot really clip this thing, even if you get super loud, and it doesn't have any of the same compression or volume pumping issues like I saw in the Kraken TE or the Nari wireless headsets. You're also not going to get any of the higher end features like chat mix or side tone, but that's pretty much to be expected for $50. Moving into sound quality, it's surprisingly good. With the volume wheel set at max, I was able to drive these at a pretty loud volume with just about 75% volume coming off my Note 9. Anything louder than that, it became uncomfortable to listen to, and it did start to break up or distort. But I listen to my stuff loud, and this is one of the few headsets or headphones I've had that can actually get too loud just coming off my phone. I don't have a Switch in-house to test. You're gonna have plenty of volume coming off an Xbox controller, but with the PS4, it's the same story we get all the time. With this, it feels like you're gonna have enough volume, maybe even a little bit more than you need, but you're not gonna have a ton of volume overhead. If you like to listen to your stuff really loud, proceed with caution on PS4. So we've got 40mm drivers here and a sound that's actually pretty impressive for the price point. It's one of the more balanced signatures that I've heard from a Razer product. This is still a gaming headset at heart, so we're still gonna get emphasis on the lows and especially emphasis on the highs. The highs are very emphasized, they're very detailed, they can get harsh though, but the bass, unlike a lot of Razer products, doesn't just come storming in muddying up the rest of the mix. It's more subdued. It's still there. It's just not totally let off the leash. This is like the most mature presentation I've heard from a Razer headset, and that carries over into music listening as well. I kind of have to applaud him here. In game, those emphasized highs are going to really cut through the mix, so you're going to get all your footsteps and all your bullet zings put front and center. In terms of imaging, it's really strong in terms of left, right, and center. It's good to okay in terms of rear, being able to pick up the rear positioning, but in terms of verticality, under or over you, I get little to no verticality in these headphones. Again, it's not surprising at this price point. What I don't get is a very large soundstage. These make the world feel very small and very tight. Nope, not touching that one. So to help out with that soundstage a little bit, Razer also includes in the box a code for their simulated 7.1 surround software. This is a new Pro designation and it seems to be much improved from the older Razer surround. An important thing to note here is that simulated 7.1 is only going to function on the PC. This will not apply to consoles at all because what this actually does is impact the audio device that's in your PC, not the actual headset, which means you can use this on any pair of headphones or any headset that you have, provided that it's hooked to your PC. The quality out there on simulated 7.1 surround sound for me generally falls into one of three categories. In that first category, all it's gonna do is kind of expand the world a little bit. It's gonna feel a little airier, a little more open. On that second tier, you're gonna start to get a little bit more help with positional audio, but it can negatively impact the audio itself. It's gonna sound like muffled, it's gonna mess with the EQ a little bit, it's gonna sound kind of tinny overall. And on that third tier, you're gonna get help with positional audio, you're gonna get that big expanded soundstage, and it's not gonna have any negative impact to the overall audio quality at all. To its favor, this Razer software actually creates a 7.1 device that you can select in your audio menu in Windows, so it's doing it the right way. But the actual end result for me kind of falls in that second tier we were talking about. It does assist with positional audio a little bit, but it does have some negative effects on the overall audio quality. Examples. In Black Ops 4, I did notice an increase in positioning. However, it also made the audio very chaotic, closer to what I normally get from a Razer headset, with some sounds being way louder than others, and the whole mix feeling like loose and disjointed. This audio engine just does not play nice with anything outside of stereo for headphones or a headset. In Far Cry New Dawn, again, it helped with the positioning, but it did some wild stuff to the EQ. The main sound that dominated the entire mix was the breathing sound when you're sprinting. It sounded like when someone on the squad isn't using push to talk and they're just like heavy nose breathing right into their mic. Like, my guy seriously sounded like he was about to have a cardiac episode. Rainbow Six Siege. This game has a really interesting audio engine. Its ability to convey direction and verticality is probably the best I've heard. Still, with this headset, I had some issues deciding if something was directly above or directly below me, and kind of the same thing here that we've been seeing. The surround helps a bit to pinpoint, but the EQ gets a little loose with your own footsteps dominating the mix and loose bass kind of just like muddying things up. So the simulated 7.1 for me here was pretty hit or miss. It does have pros and cons for each game, so you kind of have to take it on a game by game basis and see what makes the most sense for you. But overall, I feel like this headset offers a much better audio presentation and experience without it. As for value, I feel like there's little competition out there at this price point. Your big ones are going to be like your HyperX Stinger, your Corsair HS50, lesser known like a Koss GMR. There's some others out there too, I'm sure. Honestly, the HS50 from Corsair is probably the closest competition. I actually prefer the audio more on the HS50. It's a little fuller in the bass, it's a little warmer signature overall, feels a little bit more cohesive. There might be an argument to be made there for build quality as well. The thing feels like it's built like a tank, but for me, it's totally not comfortable. It's got too much clamping force. It gets me right where I hate it the most, right behind the ears, and the mic's pretty like, eh. So wrapping up, what Razer's done here is bring a very lightweight, very comfortable, simple, capable gaming headset solution in a visually subdued package, no loud design language, no RGB, capable audio signature for its price point, optional 7.1 surround software. It doesn't suffer the same mic issues we've seen on previous headsets. The mic's not great here, but it's passable for the price. Razer may have just released the best all-rounder gaming headset at the $50 price point. Nice job. Thanks to Razer for sending this out for review. As always, I will have affiliate links in the description down below for everything that we talked about in today's video. If you have any questions, just hit me up in the comments or drop by the Discord, and I'll do my best to get you fixed up. And that's it for this time. I'm Brian P. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that sub button, and until next time, stay up.